Yesterday we talked a little bit about Gypsy Rose and her child and how her child is going to be affected by Gypsy Rose's narcissistic behavior. And I think I stopped with the need for adoration and attention. And what is going to be really sad for the child is that Gypsy's need for attention is going to supersede her daughter's need for emotional support or attention. As we have already seen, she is not posting content that is wise in a sense where her daughter would be proud to see things that her mom is posting online. And the thing about narcissistic mothers is that they don't care how their child is going to perceive them because they feel like they're going to control the narrative for so long and they're going to control how their child views them for so long that they can't fathom that their child is going to have an opinion of their own because they don't see that child as an individual. They view them as an extension of themselves. So that child is essentially only in the narcissist's mind, she's only going to view her as Gypsy views herself, not in any other way. I want to jump back though to the conditional love and approval, because for narcissists, their love is always conditional. Their attention is always conditional. And I don't think that I mentioned in the previous video how her daughter will more than likely be given a lot of attention and praise outside of the home whenever they're doing like public events, or whenever there's a video to be made on social media or whatever. But when the cameras are off, that child is going to be emotionally void of what it needs from Gypsy as its mother. She's not going to feel like she's getting any attention outside of the attention that she's getting whenever they are putting on these public performances. And that can be very dangerous for a child because the child naturally wants the parents' praise and admiration, but after the child becomes a certain age, they are ultimately going to see that they're being used for positive attention and that they're basically being shut out anytime they're not in the public or doing something for the public. Essentially, the child is going to see that her mother only performs like she cares about her, and behind closed doors, she doesn't really pay any attention to her, give her the emotional, mental, physical support that she needs. And this can stroke jealousy and or sabotage. And I want to bring up just one thing that I heard in another video that she made. She was saying that, there's a child involved and she knows that the child is not Ryan's problem. I don't know many mothers who talk about their child as being a problem. Most mothers, when they speak about their children, if there is a worry or concern, they state it in that way. They don't say, oh, my child is just such a problem. So that's already problematic, and the way that she is speaking about her child in the present, and she's not even here yet, which tells me that she doesn't view this child as an individual already. It's something to help her solve her problems, or so she thinks. So what happens when a daughter has a narcissistic mother is there's going to be a lot of tension, a lot of jealousy, and a lot of competition for that attention. Because if the child is getting more attention than Gypsy, that's when Gypsy will start to sabotage the child. Even though that's her child, The narcissistic mother, Gypsy, does not view the child in that way. She views the child as a tool in order to get what she needs. But if the tool is getting more attention than Gypsy is, that and then becomes a problem, and a problem that Gypsy will then need to fix. So essentially, the child is going to learn that she cannot get more attention than her mother, because if so, she's more than likely going to be punished behind closed doors for that attention or outshining Gypsy in any way, shape, or form. She might also downplay any accomplishments that this child has. We know she likes to use her social media platform, so I believe she will weaponize her social media platform to, enhance herself and to portray her daughter as never good enough because, her daughter doesn't have 10 million followers. Gypsy's the one that has all the followers and all the support. Triangulation is also a very common manipulation tactic that narcissistic parents like to use. And I can see the triangulation happening between Gypsy, the child, and Ken. Gypsy, the child, and its other family members like Christy or the other grandmother or Mia or whatever. So Gypsy will essentially use this child to maintain control within the family dynamic. Not only will she use the child to maintain control, she will also use the child to emotionally blackmail everyone in the family in order to get what she wants. And this poor child is going to go through harsh criticism and devaluation because, again, Gypsy does not see her actions as negative in any way. So if this child acts out, she is going to put a lot of pressure on this child to be perfect, especially because of the social media status that Gypsy currently has. So if you are following Gypsy and you do not appreciate some of this, manipulative behaviors, go ahead and unfollow her, because we can make a statement with our views before this baby even arrives and say that we are not going to allow her to subject her child to manipulating, being used as a manipulative tool towards the public or other people in her life. So the effects that these behaviors are going to have on a child are lifelong. I'm 40 and I still struggle with issues because of my narcissistic mother. Most daughters of narcissistic mothers struggle with extremely low self-esteem, and I don't need to go into what that all entails. Everyone knows what low self-esteem is, and people-pleasing tendencies. In addition to people-pleasing tendencies, she will likely struggle with being able to set boundaries with other people, because the line is going to be blurred within boundary setting, because in order for Gypsy to get attention, she's going to use this child in ways that are immoral, are unethical, and are dangerous in our eyes. So because the child is seeing that, she's not going to be able to discern what is safe, what is unsafe, and how to have healthy relationships with the people around them. Now, I know that there are going to be other adults in this child's life. However, her primary caregiver has the most influence on her entire life. And unless these other caregivers are there every single day, what they do and how they interact with this child is not going to impact her very much in the long run. There's still so much that I want to talk about, but I want to keep these videos at least under 10 minutes. So if this is interesting to you, I can come back with a part 3 and continue talking about the psychological effects that children of narcissistic mothers have. Thank you so much for watching.